being able to move data around for training, being able to store data as we continue to learn through the inference models requires a new network architecture essentially within the data center, but also requires the network to reach out, beyond the data center. And just a little bit on the inside the data center, we've been focused on building, data center rack, networking and top of rack switches and, getting network to servers, and now it's really network to chips, right? So this is a huge change in the industry, really adopted very much by the InfiniBand players out in the marketplace, NVIDIA being a big one, Oracle and others, on building this sort of crossbar architecture that allows us to build these mesh networks at intense scale to be able to change the communication paradigm so it doesn't have to go up someplace and someplace else and go back down. It's basically, direct, point to point. And that architecture requires, really a different thinking in terms of planning inside the data center itself. There's a story about the CoreWeave MLPerf cluster from last year, I believe, that indicated it had about 500 miles of fiber, within the cage, right? You just think about what 500 miles of fiber looks like. You're starting to now get into density situations where you've got liquid coming in, you've got this fiber plant that needs to be built out at scale. So it's really about re-architecting and changing the delivery model, frankly, to go build more holistic, at scale, again, with our partners where, everything is going to go rack level. And as soon as it goes rack level, you start to think about what's next, right? Are these modules basically done at the factory and just dropped in with immersion cooling built in, right? So the whole deployment paradigm is going to continue to mature here, which is super exciting.